Right here is an example of a park that needs some fixing. It can be better in so many areas, especially the guest satisfaction. Here is a genuinely honest review of Canada's Wonderland. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Canada's Wonderland is an amusement park located just outside of Toronto, Canada, meaning that this park gets an absurd amount of yearly visitors, like literally the second in the entire Cedar Fair chain numbers. Now, this means that this is a park that gets very busy, so they should hold up to guest needs. Well, we'll get to that. There's many pros and cons to this park, and the cons might just outweigh the pros. Alright, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so starting with the pros here, I mean, if you don't somehow already know, this park has a crazy top 3 that consists of B&Ms. Led by Leviathan, a giga coaster, sure to knock your socks off. Actually, hold up. Who says that anymore? Knock your socks off? No, just no. Never mind, back to the video. So their second headlighting coaster is Behemoth, a B&M Hyper. Need I say more? And Yukon Striker, a B&M dive coaster, is surely the best one. Yeah, Valraven. Suck it. Anyways, after the top 3, this park's coaster collection just takes a huge plummet. I mean, what else do you even have? There's Vortex, a 30-year-old suspended coaster, and then you got like the Spinebuster or whatever. I think this park is really lacking a good launch coaster. I mean, don't mind me, but a mock multi-launch would look pretty sweet by wildebeest. But if I didn't have to choose a new coaster, this park suffers from the clone problem. You literally have a Wild Mouse, Boomerang, SLC, a Volare, backlot stunt coaster, and not to mention the kids coasters. Finally, the coaster rant is over. Now let's talk about something that this park does do right, and that is the flat rides. Like, this is actually insane. Every flat ride you could possibly think of is in this one park, except the Ferris wheel. Wait, why don't they have a Ferris wheel? Okay, never mind. And now we get into my biggest issue with this park, and that is the poor customer service. And if you don't know what I mean by this, I'll give you 2 examples for my trip. So the first was that we tried to get in the park on Friday evening during Haunt. Little did we know that a certain bag policy was set in place. For Haunt, you weren't allowed to take in any bag over a certain size. Now, we were fine with this until they told us that we could not fold the bag to make it fit. Keep in mind that some of these bags were fanny packs that had a strap around them. So security told us that we could not put the strap behind or buckle it to make it fit. Not to mention that the fact we're selling bags in the park that were much bigger than the actual limit. I don't know, something about this just seems like a cheap marketing trick. So not only were they denying many people's bags from entering the park that night, but it was forcing people to stick their phones, wallets, car keys in their loose pockets. And when you have giant thrill rides running, something is just bound to fly out. Now, this park does not have security system before getting on rides, so people can just keep their cell phones with them the entire time. My second example is when the park closed at 6 and me and my brother were going to ride Leviathan, and my parents were going to eat dinner. So we ride Leviathan. By the way, that's a great ride. Orion could never. And we are going to the restaurant that my parents are eating at. Since the park closed in half an hour, security wouldn't let us into the restaurant. Even though we were not purchasing anything, we were just meeting up with our parents and they wouldn't let us in. So basically they had 2 kids, teens, whatever, wandering around the park alone at this point. I'm just glad it wasn't a Cedar Fair park implementing the chaperone policy, because that could have made our day even worse. So overall, I do like this park, I really do. I just feel like it can be special in some categories. If you guys want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe and leave a like. And for you Canadian friends, at least you guys do syrup, right?